How does one avoid failure in difficult times?
Okay. The first thing I must say is that we cannot predict 100% whether we will fail or not. Let me say that sometimes you can put all controls in place to make sure that you don't fail. But you can still fail in spite of the controls. But there are ways that you can use, allow me to say, to minimize failure in your life. And one of them is, don't be a lone ranger.
Okay.
Find yourself in a group of, as you are a minister, fellow ministers that are going to become, allow me to use the word, your accountability. You could refer to them as your accountability, or you could even refer to them as your covenant partners. There should be a group of ministers to whom you are able to open up about any issue that may be bothering you. There should be a group of ministers that you've given a permission to ask you any type of awkward question. They could even ask you a question like, have you been with somebody of opposite sex in a compromised situation? They may ask you those kinds of questions. But you need to be part of that. Iron sharpens iron. That's about that. You are in a company of people where you are not only going to be asking yourself each other questions, but you will be sharing experiences. And in a sense, gain wisdom.
And empowering one another.
That's number one. Secondly, it is important that you belong to, allow me, for a lack of a better way to use this one, you belong to some form of mentoring relationships.
Okay.
I think of three forms of mentoring in this context. The first one is a father figure, an Abraham. You need to have somebody over you who speaks to you. Somebody who can be able to see when you are running out, when you are burnt out, when you are tired, when the enemy is about to finish you off. Who can be able to say, I propose, my boy, that you take a break for about 6 months for an example. That person you need is going to be a father figure. Allow me to say, that's somebody you cannot argue with for too long. You can argue with him a little bit, but there is a point you can't jump because he's a father over you. You need that one. Secondly, you need a Barnabas, a peer, someone who is going to challenge you in terms of your growth and development. When you watch your peers grow, you can't relax. When you watch your peers achieve, you can't relax. They push you in a sense, without necessarily pushing you. But watching them and maintaining the friendship, your conversations with them from time to time will challenge you to do better. They, in a sense, guide your growth as well. In a sense, they help you not to fail. The last one is someone under you that I would call a Timothy. You need to have a Timothy. Somebody you are pouring yourself into their lives. Now, I must say a few things about the importance and the value of a Timothy. Firstly, a Timothy challenges you not to relax. If you relax, there's going to come a time where your Timothy is going to reach you, where he's going to reach your standard, where you are going to be at the same level.
Yeah.
Once that happens,
Yeah.
you lose the right to speak to him. Yeah. So that means having a Timothy then, secondly, means you yourself must be committed to your own growth.
Yeah.
Having a Timothy helps that, especially a growing Timothy. If you have a growing Timothy, it's going to cause you headaches because he'll be breathing heavily behind you. Yeah. Giving you an indication I'm about to overtake you. And that is going to force you to keep growing. Yeah. You must be committed to something that we call lifelong learning. Okay. You must never ever have a time in your life where you say, I've done all the learning that I've done. I've arrived. I've reached the level. I've arrived. Let me just quote this example and then stop. The guy I told you about, Professor Neff, took me on studies tour to the US. Every 2 years, he goes to Princeton in the US for a few months and he takes a course there. I'm talking about somebody who has a number of doctorates behind his name. Somebody who is highly qualified. Somebody who does not need actually to go to school in as far as we are concerned. But today he's over 80. He's still doing that. Wow. In a sermon he preached in one of our graduation ceremonies, I've never recovered from that, pushing the idea of lifelong learning. He says, when you learn, then you are alive. Yeah. We say that again. When you learn, then you are alive. When you stop learning, that's the beginning of your death. And the second thing he said, is that the more you learn, is the more you realize how little you know. Yeah. So, if you are going to try and avoid failure as much as you can, one of those things you must be committed to is lifelong learning. I heard you twice.